This poor girl's name is Dong Baek. She moved to this neighborhood 6 years ago and opened a bar. She named the bar after the camellia blossoms. This made the people in this neighborhood think it was a flower shop. Until Dong Baek appeared, she was the most beautiful flower. It was the first time such a beautiful girl appeared in this neighborhood, so everyone paid a lot of attention to her. Her beauty made all the men in the neighborhood swoon, which made the wives here unhappy. But when they found out she had a child, they breathed a sigh of relief and complimented her beauty. But then these women quickly turned their attitudes. When they found out Dong Baek was a single mother, they became judgmental and wary. What's worse is when they found out her bar was a bar. The husbands in this neighborhood were all very afraid of their wives. If they wanted to drink, they had to drink secretly. But when they learned that Dong Baek's place was a pub, it immediately became their paradise. Husbands came here to drink, which made Dong Baek's business very favorable. But she was not liked by the wives here at all. They thought that a single mother who opened a bar would only last 3 months. But because her son was still young, Dong Baek worked hard until her wrists were red. In the blink of an eye, 6 years had passed. Dong Baek had always been very honest in her business, but she could not avoid trouble. This man was Dong Baek's landlord, and although he had a lot of money, he always owed money for drinking. Dong Baek had no choice but to go find his lawyer wife, but in the end, she could not get the money back because of Dong Baek's beauty, so the wife was unreasonably jealous. It turned out that a few days ago her husband had given someone a bottle of eye cream, and Dong Baek's eye area happened to be very smooth, so the wife assumed that her husband had given the cream to Dong Baek. Not only the lawyer's wife, but for the past 6 years, Dong Baek had been enduring the disdain and jealousy of the wives in this neighborhood. The reason was simply because she was too beautiful and ran a bar by herself. This made the wives in this neighborhood unreasonably jealous of her. They even blamed Dong Baek for taking all their customers, but Dong Baek just wanted to work in peace and raise her son, so she always smiled, and a bad compromise is better than a good lawsuit with the wives. Dong Baek's beauty was not ordinary. It attracted everyone's eyes. Even though it was just a glimpse in the library, in just 3 seconds, a young man was attracted by her beauty. Young Sik's infatuation made Dong Baek think he was a despicable pervert, but she didn't know that he was a policeman. Young Sik was originally a capable policeman in the criminal investigation unit, but with his integrity and hot temper, every time he saw a bad guy, he wanted to take action. Therefore, in front of so many press cameras, he beat up the criminal right in front of the agency gate, which made the online community extremely happy. But his superiors were not like that. Young Sik was demoted because he beat up the criminal and was transferred to work as a local police officer. From a member of the criminal investigation team, he now returned to a position similar to a slum police officer, but he was not pessimistic and happily accepted this punishment. Young Sik thought that this was also a blessing for him because it would bring him unexpected sweetness. Being a security guard was not a boring job. Every day Young Sik would just sit around and watch the village, and at night he would gather with his colleagues to drink. He originally did not like this kind of gathering, but when he saw the female owner, Young Sik had a completely different thought. Today he was able to go to Dong Baek's pub to drink. The aftershock of love at first sight the day before had not yet subsided. Every action of hers made Young Sik vibrate, but her landlord was also here. This man always caused trouble when drunk. Today was another day like that. This man made Dong Baek drink this glass of wine, and then he would reduce her rent. Young Sik wanted to stop him, but unexpectedly, Dong Baek drank the whole glass of wine in one gulp, which made Young Sik a little disappointed in this woman. But right after that, Dong Baek's words made Young Sik think differently. Dong Baek said that here, she only sold wine, peanuts, food, and wine, but all of that did not mean he could buy her smiles and touches. The only thing he could buy here was wine. This was like a fatal sentence that pierced straight into Young Sik's heart. His feelings for Dong Baek, which were already strong, were now even stronger. Because of that feeling, when saw the landlord's behavior, Young Sik was very angry. Because he left, but refused to pay for the peanuts, Young Sik snatched his wallet and brought the money to Dong Baek to pay. Young Sik also said some cheesy flirting words that made Dong Baek a little panicked. With the advice of his colleagues, Young Sik calmed down. He decided to make peace with the landlord. But Young Sik, who was always upset about wrongdoings, encountered a landlord who always talked nonsense. Now in front of Young Sik, the landlord said things things that looked down on Dongbek's status. Young Sik had tried to hold back, but touching the person he liked was not allowed. Then he scolded the landlord. This 7-year-old boy was really sensible. Even though he grew up without knowing who his father was, he never once wondered. Seeing everyone asking about the boy's father, but the boy himself had never been curious. Dongbek was surprised and asked his son, but unexpectedly, the boy answered that if something that belonged to him was taken away, it would make him angry and upset. But if he didn't have it, then it would be normal and there was nothing to be sad about. The understanding of the son made Dongbek even more heartbroken. What the boy wanted was not his father, but simply a video game console. Because of this passion, he often went to the video game console in the market, and today was no exception. Dongbek's son was here to play again, but was caught by the woman selling gejang. Thought that this woman would drag him home to his mother, but she gave him a sumptuous meal instead. It turned out that this woman had always treated the boy well, as if she had sympathy for him. It turned out that she was Young Sik's mother. It must be because of having such a kind mother that Young Sik became such an honest police officer. Today, as usual, several wives in the neighborhood came to pick a fight with Dongbek because their husbands had poured too much money into her pub. They thought that she sold other things besides alcohol. This humiliation touched Dongbek's pride. Fortunately, Young Sik's mother intervened. Perhaps these two were the only people in the neighborhood who understood and defended Dongbek. For Dongbek, Young Sik's mother is like a powerful first friend. But Dongbek didn't know if Young Sik's mother would still understand Dongbek after she found out that her son loved this single mother. While one mother was protecting another mother, this son invited another son to play video games. Young Sik still didn't know that this young friend was Dongbek's son. Young Sik just happened to pass by and saw the boy arguing with his friends because he was being ridiculed for not having a father. Furthermore, these children were criticizing his own mother. Family upbringing is really important. It is the wives who make the children think so badly. Dongbek's son is very brave. The boy stood up alone to protect his mother's honor. This made Young Sik feel deep sympathy because his mother was also a single mother. It was also because of that his mother felt so sympathetic towards Dongbek. Seeing the boy being bullied, Young Sik stood up to stop him, but unexpectedly he was unable to stop him and even lost money to buy candy for the children's memorial service. Young Sik was also criticized by Dongbek's son for being nosy. To dispel this awkward atmosphere, Young Sik invited Dongbek's son to play video games. The two were so engrossed in their fun that they didn't know that the boy's mother were watching from behind. The boy turned around and immediately called mother. Only then did Young Sik know that this boy was Dongbek's son. Young Sik was extremely surprised when Dongbek glared at him and took her son away. Before leaving, she said that he was a strange uncle, which made Young Sik a little absent-minded. He thought to himself that this love affair seemed difficult, but even more difficult things were ahead. Today, when Dongbek was going to the market, she heard some wives in the neighborhood talking about a baseball superstar filming at the children's school. For some reason, Dongbek ran there very quickly. The appearance of this baseball superstar took away the children's practice spot. Dongbek's son was also very upset because of that. The boy had no idea that his baseball talent came from the man in front of him. When saw the boy mother running over, the baseball superstar's face changed color, and the way they looked at each other was not normal. In the cafe, the baseball player seemed to have lost his temper. Ever since he met Dongbek and the boy again, his mind had been in chaos. Without waiting for him to guess any further, Dongbek revealed it frankly. She said that this boy was his son. It turned out that they had been lovers before. Because Dongbek was abandoned by her mother when she was young, she treasured this love very much. She kept even the smallest things, typically the old bracelet he gave her that she still wore until now. He had promised to be her father, husband, and friend for the rest of her life. But very quickly, he had a wife and child with a famous actress. Men's words were really meant to be heard and then ignored. Seeing that he seemed panicked and worried about having a child, Dongbek lied and said that she was married. Her husband treated her and her child very well, so he didn't need to worry. Hearing that, he breathed a sigh of relief. This man is really bad, but Dongbek has loved him since then. After today, that love should probably be thrown away. While she was in a daze, she saw the wives in the neighborhood. They made up stories about the pub running a shady business to take money from their husbands. So now they surrounded the bar staff to find fault. Dongbek tried to stop them, but they took advantage of the situation to criticize even more. Young Sik passed by and saw the injustice, so he tried to stop them. Unexpectedly, he was pushed away mercilessly by the wives. They even blamed him for meddling in other people's business and being nosy. He really had no right to interfere here. These old women were criticizing this beautiful girl. They thought that Dongbek had used her beauty to do do inappropriate things in the neighborhood. This made Dongbak cry in resentment. Suddenly, a 7-year-old boy jumped out from nowhere and used strong words that if someone dared to hit his mother again, he would hit their child every day until nose bled. A 7-year-old boy just like that protected his mother. This boy's boldness really impressed Young-sik. This boy was really like him when he was young. He sat at Dongbak's bar at night and listened to her scolding her son. No matter how much she was insulted and scolded, she always taught her son to be polite and not to be rude like today. But all he wanted to do was protect his mother. Even though he was only 7 years old, he knew that everyone hated his mother. He said that in this world, he was the only one who liked his mother. Everyone else hated her. So other than protecting his mother, he didn't know what to do. Even though sometimes he felt very tired of acting angry like that. Every word son said made Dongbak even more heartbroken. She couldn't hold back her tears. What should she do with this son who understood things so well? Young-sik sat by and witnessed the whole scene of their mother-son relationship, feeling a little sympathetic in his heart. Since then he had always followed Dongbak to secretly protect her. Tonight as usual, Dongbak went to the station where she belonged, but she saw Young-sik following her. Even though she criticized him for being nosy, he still followed her. Indeed, in love, the one who is more persistent and not afraid of hardships wins. Actually, this train station is the familiar place that Dongbak goes to whenever she is sad. She said that her dream is to become a staff member who stores and returns lost items to train passengers, because only there can she receive smiles and words of thanks. At that time, she will be able to smile happily and contentedly. Such simple things that anyone can have in life, yet they are the dream of this beautiful woman. Hearing that Young-sik felt a little sad. It seemed that his feelings for Dongbak were growing day by day without stopping. But if there is no catalyst, how can it be called love? After Dongbak had finished sadness, she returned. On the way home, it was raining heavily, so Young-sik held an umbrella for her like a high-class bodyguard. People say that love is shown through the way they hold an umbrella for their lover, but Young-sik's excesses really scared people. After the rain stopped, Young-sik froze for a moment and then said, "Let's be friends." This moment made Dongbak suddenly laugh. For the past 6 years, no man had come to ask to be her friend like him. Someone who was originally envied by the whole neighborhood suddenly had someone who wanted to be her friend. The reason he wanted to be friends was even more special, because he wanted to protect her. He did not hesitate to stop the wives in the neighborhood so that they would not hurt Dongbak. But they said he had no right, so from now on, if they were friends, did he have the right to interfere and protect her? His adorable sincerity made Dongbak very happy. Just like that, Young-sik took another step towards Dongbak. Unexpectedly, when got home, Dongbak met her ex-lover standing in front of her house. Because she had lied that she was married, and also to chase him away, so Dongbak said that Young-sik was her husband. She grabbed Young-sik's hand and walked away. This made Young-sik's heart not just want to be friends anymore. Originally Dongbak only intended to borrow Young-sik to chase away his ex-lover, but coincidentally, the whole neighborhood was out on the street at this time. The landlord and several husbands in the neighborhood were stunned, their hearts breaking when they saw the most beautiful girl in the area being taken away by this policeman. For Young-sik, it was like a blessing. He happily started the day, but for the whole neighborhood, it was a hot topic of discussion. People rumored that she was the one who seduced Young-sik. Young-sik is single, yet a single mother like Dongbak seduces him. This made Dongbak consciously avoid him, but Young-sik was captivated by Dongbak's beauty. Just like that, he followed Dongbak for half a day. He suddenly confessed to her, and his eagerness made Dongbak a little worried. Because of love, Young-sik did not hesitate to help Dongbak erase the bad words that the drinking guests had left on the wall. Although Dongbak was also helpless, Young-sik was still determined to pursue her. Unexpectedly, while wiping away the vulgar words, he saw the handwriting of a strange line. Feeling bad, he took out his phone to take a picture. It was not for nothing that Young-sik became afraid. The reason was because there had been a series of murders before. At the crime scene, the murderer always left a piece of paper with the same words as the one on the wall now. Because he did not want to scare Dongbak, he deliberately covered up the words. Then, he hurriedly ran to the police station to get the photo on his phone and compare it with the photos left by previous cases. The police station chief did not believe it because Young-sik was often fooled, but when he saw the two identical lines of text, he could not help but worry. The murderer had not been arrested yet. Thinking about this made the police station